Hey everyone, my name is Chris. In this video, I'm gonna help you guys win a lot more games. After watching this video and implementing the steps I'm gonna speak about, you will drastically improve your win rate and the finals is gonna become a very interesting game for you. Let's get started. It all starts with a team composition, and as of right now you have 3 choices on the market: double heavy medium, double medium heavy, and heavy medium light. Just like in other games, team composition have their element of rock paper scissors, but if you draw parallels you will quickly realize that heavy medium light is a dive composition and double heavy medium is goats composition, if you are familiar with Overwatch terminology. And of course certain compositions counter each other, but don't forget about personal power. A team that is very strong will absolutely destroy a team that is weak, no matter what composition both of them are playing. In this video, I would try to give you everything you need to know in order to dominate your ranked games in double heavy medium composition, although these tips and tricks are fundamental and they can be applicable to every single comp, even if you are playing triple light for fun. One of the strongest setup you can possibly go for is going to be double shotgun, because if you would pay close attention to the nature of the cash outs in the finals, you will quickly realize that 95% of them are in close quarter environments, and no matter how hard you would try to keep your distance between you and a shotgun user on the enemy team, you will end up in a situation where the cash out is ticking and you have to commit, but unfortunately you absolutely cannot win a duel with a Lewis gun against a shotgun user, given the fact that you are on the same skill level. Both heavy players should run Mesh Shield, Shotgun, RPG, Bubble and C4, as it's gonna give you amazing offensive and defensive options. Mesh Shield will help you close up the distance on enemies, dance around, winning your time, because at the end of the day, this game is not about getting kills. This game is about securing cash outs. Shotgun is obviously a great tool to steal and defend, and an RPG is gonna be an amazing initiation tool, especially when paired up with your medium jump pad. We'll speak about it later. Bubble is gonna be amazing for defensive and steal options, and C4 will allow you to drop cash outs on multiple story buildings. It will allow you to catch enemies off guard and prepare traps. I will also speak in depth about each and every one of them. When it comes to your medium build, it's important to understand your possibilities and limitations as a composition. As a double shotgun, you will never be able to effectively poke enemy players and trade damage between you and them, simply because you don't have enough range. And one of the worst things you want to do is try to close it up by food. You will end up losing all of your utility, all of your HP. Your medium is gonna end up in a very sketchy situation in the middle of nowhere without any cover. Instead, try to use double movement on your medium, which is gonna be zipline and a jump pad. This way, you will be able to quickly transfer your heavy players onto your enemies, so it's gonna be way easier to utilize this overpowered and broken weapon. I personally prefer AKM over SCAR in a heal beam situation, because you will be able to effectively destroy utility, whether it's gonna be a mesh, bubble, APS, turret or any other terrible things, as well as you can quickly swap between heal beam and AK back and forth and not lose time while reloading. If you would look at damage numbers, you have 220 more damage per magazine on AKM, meaning that if opponents are out of position and in the middle of nowhere, you will drastically improve your DPS if you would use AKM over SCAR. And now let's talk about positioning, how to rotate and how to effectively approach enemies in a double heavy medium composition with double shotgun. It's important to never be seen, and you want to have an element of surprise when you are approaching your enemies. One of the best ways that you can do that is by coming close to them from the first floor if they are playing above, and using your movement in order to quickly surprise them with an RPG bubble, and then you just jump on them and completely devour them alive. If you end up in a situation with multiple story building and the cash out is on one of the floors, you can actually drop it down and then pad above. It will allow you to win some time, and if the third party is gonna come, it will elevate pressure that you apply onto a team that's stealing. So your habit when rotating should be something like this. You never want to confront enemies on range because it's absolutely pointless. Instead, you go hidden, you hide or you hug walls, you hide behind natural cover, and when you are in a jump pad range distance, you jump on them, use your double RPG, use your bubble, and destroy them. When we talk about positioning on, again, multiple story buildings, if you are about to steal the cash out, drop it down, pad above, kill enemies that are above, and only then perform a steal with double bubble, double mesh, or perhaps your medium would want to do that. It's also very important to fundamentally understand how to defend your cash outs, because this is gonna be a key factor in you winning or losing games. One of the best strategies that we found playing in a team is that you have to place your C4s on a cash out, you have to find gas in order to stagger the cash out a lot longer, and then you go and play one floor below. It will allow you to use a window climb technique if you are playing on Monaco or Skyway Stadium, where you have the ability to window climb, or you can play outside and pad above on enemies above. Because again, if you would look at the fundamental nature of stealing versus defending the cash out, you have the initiative, and opponents will have 6-second timer where they are vulnerable, out of utility, and would have to be extremely weak against your attacks. A lot of players are just not ready for the steal, and either they are out of position or taking a fight that's completely unnecessary. So instead, again, you place C4s on a cash out, you bring gas to the point, you play one floor below. When they attempt the steal, you drop the cash out down and immediately use window climb, or if you don't have the window climb, pad above. You can use one of the RPGs to break the roof if that's necessary, or just go outside and go from here. You can use your zip, that's not a problem, and you clean up the team. You will end up in a situation where you are essentially trading places, but not only you have all the advantage and the initiative, opponents are in an inferior position below, because not only you will be able to choose the engage timing on the high ground, but also you can choose targets. Perhaps there is gonna be a third party or a fourth party, and you will end up in a very safe position up top, patiently waiting for opponents to steal your cash out, so you can actually drop down and prevent it. When you are defending the cash out, it's always important to think about proper positioning and get ready for ape, because sometimes you just don't have enough time to prevent the steal. You do that by picking a position on the map where you will be able to quickly access the cash out if opponents would attempt the steal, as well as the position where you are going to be extremely safe. If you are standing in the middle of nowhere, that's not gonna be a good one. If you are trying to fight, that's also not gonna be a good one. You always want to look at your tab and see if other teams are fighting. You can look at damage numbers, combat numbers, and support numbers. If they are going up, this team is not gonna be on your cash out, if you, of course, don't hear the gunshots. So if you are in a situation where there is only one team that's attempting the steal, you just hide until the very last second. Let them steal, and then use your C4. If they've blown your C4, you can actually just sit patiently, wait 2 seconds, drop down, and start brawling this team. And after you've done, you immediately pad above and continue your domination, because you always want to assume that some teams are respawning back, some teams are gonna just end up quitting the cash out, thinking that it's impossible to steal these cash out, so you're gonna go and steal your cash out, right? So you always want to prepare yourself for another team and another team and another team and another team, just like Plants versus Zombies. You always want to preserve the initiative without exposing yourself way too much. And now let's talk about interesting ways to use your utility in the finals. When we talk about Mesh Shield, you can always dance around opponents using slide jump, where you press W, shift, you slide and then immediately jump. It will launch you a lot further than if you were to just dead slide or jump around. When it comes to your shotgun, it's important to look at your ammo and perform a small reload when necessary. If you have 4, 8, 12 or 16 bullets, you are good to go. If you have 13 bullets, you might end up in a situation where it's gonna ruin your gunfight. Please look out for that. When we talk about RPG and bubble, one of the best places that you can use them is when you are asking your medium for a jump pad, padding together on the same target and immediately raising it with an RPG. And when we talk about C4s, of course you want to place them close to the cashout so you can drop it. Make sure that you are aware that C4s can be glitched by the lights, so you always want to make sure that if you are playing against lights, you have your RPG to blow C4s from below, if you are playing principled one floor below. Another thing that you can do with the C4 is you can perform a trap when you are being chased by opponents, place C4s under you and blow them up if they would want to enter your domain. Hopefully this video was useful. Let me know in the comment section what do you think. See you next time. Bye.